I represent CT Rides. I have Nathaniel Hayes, as you know, from CT Transit. He can answer the more in-depth bus route questions and things like that. I'm going to give you just an overarching idea of what CT Rides is all about. It is a statewide service of the Connecticut Department of Transportation, and it's a free service that was developed to reduce traffic and carbon emissions, which, as we know, is very important these days. Our infrastructure simply can't handle the amount of cars that are on the roads. So we're doing everything we can to reduce traffic and improve air quality so everyone has a better life in Connecticut. Green commuting is a smart choice. It's environmentally friendly. And as you can see here at the bottom, a 31-day bus pass is $63 as opposed to all the monthly car costs that we don't really think about. You're like, oh, I put gas in my car. But you know what? First of all, that's expensive a lot of times, in and of itself. But then you think about, well, what if I need tires and I'm paying insurance? What if you need a car? You have your car payment. What if you get, God forbid, into an accident? There's just a lot of costs that we don't consider. And sitting in traffic, no one likes that. I remember I worked at Prudential in Hartford for about a year, and it would take me double the time to get to and from work, and it was just very frustrating. So if you get on a bus, or if you could take the train, you could plug in and you could, watch your favorite show. Yeah. Whenever you take the green commutes, like the bus, train, biking and walking is included, carpooling, van pooling, and even teleworking counts because you're not a car on the road. You track those trips on our CT Rides app, and you can even get travel rewards. We have it depends based on your zip code. It'll be like coffee shops. It could be like at restaurants, entertainment venues. We even do drawings, things like that. It's just kind of an added thank you to because you're taking a green commute. I think it's a nice thing to be rewarded for that because it's important what you're doing. So we have a lot of ways to help you find your best transit option. We have the Transit Finder. You can look to see if the bus is available in your area. A great way to plan your trip is going on our trip planner, which this is it right here. You put your starting point and your destination, and it'll tell you all of the transit options going from point A to point B. There are also EV charging stations. There's park and rides. If you're like, you know what, I want to carpool with someone, I want a van pool with someone, but we don't live, right next door. So we need to meet at a park and ride. And so they're all listed there. That makes it nice and easy to make from driving alone to a carpool. And the ride sharing tools on our CT Rides app, you'll see the same sort of a layout. And what's great about this is once you put in that starting point and destination, there'll be points on the app that'll pop up so you can see who else is going your way. And then you can click on those points and actually chat with those people to see if you're a match. I joke, last time I did this presentation about the coffee, I'm like, maybe, you don't want to talk, you don't want to drive with someone who's too chatty in the morning, like myself, or you're like, I haven't had my coffee yet. So I like a nice quiet ride in. You want to make sure you match with that partner and, or multiple people, all going to your, like DCMA here. So it's really convenient. It's nice to be able to talk to the people ahead of time to see, what works for you, what's not. You can talk about who will be the driver, who will pay for the gas. Usually, people split it, things like that. So you can talk about all those details, once you find your carpool match. We have this great trial pass program. It is the 10 trip pass. I love this. For anyone who has never taken the bus before, you can get a free 10 trip pass. You can call CT Rides customer service and they can help you with that. And it's a great way for people who might be hesitant to taking the bus. They'll say, you know what, I'll give it a try. And then they can take it from there. The CT Pass is something a little different. This is to support getting to places of employment and also training, getting to training and things like that. There's an application on ct.gov that an employer would fill out. It would get sent to the DOT for approval. Once it's approved, you get 10% off 31-day passes. This is for local buses only, not the express just yet, but they might have that in the future. And I just think this is a great option because especially when you're looking for a job, you need all the help you can get to get there. So, and to the training. So, okay. So this is another one of my favorite parts of our program because sometimes I'll say to people, you know, why don't you take the bus? It's a good option. What about a carpool? And they're like, well, I have children, they're at daycare. What if they get sick? I'm carpooling. How am I going to get there? Well, 4 times a year, up to $200 per trip, you can be reimbursed when you have a qualified emergency. So an emergency ride home program, anybody who is in a participating organization can get reimbursed for in their emergency ride home. 4 times a year. Yep. Yep. And that's what I think is so great. It's free. It's not like you have to sign, you know, there's exactly. Exactly. And it's, you know, there are stipulations like the qualified emergencies, they're very reasonable. You know, I say to people, you know, you can't say I'm going to go out after dinner, after work for dinner or something like that. That is not an emergency. You know, it has to be like something specific. So I always direct people to the CT Rides emergency ride homepage and make sure that they read the stipulation. It's very reasonable though. And I think it's such a great offer. And all you have to do is reach out to me or, you know, call our CT Rides customer service. There's several ways to reach us on our ctrides.com website. They'll reach out to someone on our team, depending on your location in Connecticut, and we could get you signed up. And all that means is we would like, say if it's a DCMA, we want to put your organization's name on our participating organization list. And that's only so that people can click on it to fill out the form for reimbursement. They would just save their Uber, Lyft, or taxi receipt, and they would just submit it that way, and they're reimbursed within 24 hours. So it's just a nice thing to have as a backup plan. And, you know, we're trying to encourage people to obviously take these green commutes. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible. So I love it. I just think it's great. People say, oh my goodness, you have that, then maybe I'll try this. So reach out to me. You have my cards. Okay. Called Transit Try It Day. So say you wanted to have one here at the, you know, DCMA, we say, okay, 10 people or 20 people want to try the bus. They've never tried the bus before. So we would do a participation survey to get a feel for who would want to participate. We would give them a bus pass. And whenever we do this, I bring a CT Transit person with me to like an on-site event because there's all these different zones, right? And then it's like all these different zones, which is out of my wheelhouse. You know, they need to give you the right pass so you can get to where you're going easily. So you'll get your free bus pass and then you ride to work on the designated event day. We try to make it kind of special if this is what someone wants to do. Maybe we have a coffee and donuts or something like that. We also, for CT Rides, we can give like a gift card to, you know, whether $5, $10, I think it's like $10 to everyone who participates to kind of, once again, encourage that green commuting. So and then at the end, we do the feedback survey, and that's for the DOT. We want to say 10 or 20 people tried the bus. They love it. There's questions in there like, will they continue to take it? Do they think they will? So it's just another great way that we try to help people get acclimated to taking the bus, or we can do a carpool try a day as well. So we can group people into carpools based on their location. So we help any way we can. All right, so that is all I have. It can go on and on, but that's the overarching idea about CT rides. If you have any questions, please let me know. And any bus questions, I would direct to Nathaniel. He's been there for 8 years. So we work with all the colleges. I work with Central, I work with UConn. We do the UPass program with them, which is fantastic. We're actually having okay, so here we go. So we could just go, I think it's under commuters. They moved it on me. Commuters, and then scroll down. Okay. So here's your trip planner. So see your location. So I'm from, well, pick a location, you can tell where you're going from. Angel, put your right there, and then you can put right here, coming here.
I'm kind of far.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's great because you'll see it'll pop up what is available to you. I love this. I think this is great. And this is on our CT Rides app. There's so much, you download the app, and there's a lot of apps actually. We have like the Token Transit Royale. This is how you can buy your tickets without, having to touch anything. That's like the touchless, and makes it super easy. Transit. Yeah. So click on the transit.
You can do a bike too, Angel.
Oh, I may be late at work. I may be late to work if I do that.
So right through, like which bus? Where's the transfer? The thing to focus on, of course, is how long it takes. So that's my, that's my
How long does that take?
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. So
11 hours.
Yeah, 11 hours. Just
To walk it? Oh man, I'll be in shape in no time.
So, but isn't that great? It's like, everyone's like, I don't know where to start. I get that a lot. I do a lot of on-site tabling events, and there are people that are just like, I don't know where to begin. Like, how do you even get a ticket? Or so there's a lot of ways to do that. And yeah. So see, that happens too. So you're like, okay, what are my other options? Can I take carpooling? I've actually been working on a project that you might have heard of it. It's the 511 in Berlin. They just extended that bus route to reach an industrial park down that way. So I do whatever I can to take feedback from people, and I tell CT Transit, I tell the DOT, I say, we need this. How can we get a bus route over here? These people need, a lot of manufacturers need that, different, shifts too. I'm like, we need to get that, they need to get to work. So, I try to provide as much feedback as humanly possible. And of course they're working on it too, right? You're always working on different routes, expanding them and things like that. But yeah, that makes my job a little challenging when I'm like, take the bus. And then it's like, well, there's none in my area. I'm like, okay. So, but this is, yeah.
Even like from my office, a gentleman, he's in Manchester, he goes to Bolton Park and Ride,
Okay,
and then it's an express bus in. So
that's perfect.
right. It doesn't have, so there are
Options.
other ways that you can help somebody see the most efficient, because
Yes.
once he gets on that express bus, it's like 15 minutes.
It's great. It's great. Like, I don't know. To me, it's almost like a no-brainer. I sat in the traffic. Now, this is before I worked here. I've been here for 5 years, and I didn't know all these options. So it just goes to show you that, yeah, I'd see the bus, but I'm like, so now that I'm in it and I see what it can do for people, it's just a no-brainer. And certainly helping the environment is the big picture, which is a win for all of us. So,
For my staff, it was.
That's a big one. Yep.
Parking, paying $50 a day.
Yeah.
People were like, the bus sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's true. So that's another thing, like when there is free parking, just because this is what I do for work, like when there's free parking, it's like, no, I'm still going to stay in my car. So it's like, if we really want to make this shift, which is kind of what we have to do, even if it's 1 day a week, we tell people, even if it's 1 day, we're like on a Friday, let's just drive in together. You just now saved yourself so much money, and why not 1 day a week?
I have a lament all over the state. And
Yeah.
The Fairfield County folks, and 3 of them used to van pool together.
Oh, good. Yeah.
But they can't find a van pool anymore.
Okay.
And also, I guess they're not sustainable because people are using, but they don't want to pay for like a 5-day ride when they're only using it twice a week.
That's true.
And that's what at least these three folks are struggling with.
So I would suggest a carpool. Could they find a way to meet
Yeah.
somewhere? Like, because
Yeah, I
try.
that's gonna work, but.
Yo, you know,
They don't cover on different days, so that too, so it's an employee choice for the most part.
And it is, and it's almost like if they
But they really miss
could.
that, so I don't know, are we subsidizing van pools more to compensate for that sort of, situation? Because all three of them
Usually-
are out driving, they never used to drive, you know?
And that's,
And that's one
yeah,
example that comes to mind, because I spoke to all of them about it.
it's been tough too. Like when the pandemic hit, it was like, try to do this job and ask people to sit in a carpool and van pool together or get on the bus or train. Everyone was like, no, thank you.
And they were still our green line, they were like 12 people. It was
Yeah.
pretty-
A lot of,
Working so much. Fell apart.
They overlap on one day. Like,
so that's the only solution. Like if they could say, hey, let's just all go in on Tuesday or but if they can't do that, then you're
Yeah.
kind of like,
They're different divisions with different mandatory days.
oh, it's a
I like, you know,
mandatory.
like, but I thought the
Mandatory.
problem was real, that, you know, you have people who still want to do this, but
Yeah.
they can't sustain the cost of a van pool because they don't want to pay for 5 days when they're using it.
It's very, I'm not gonna lie, it's expensive. We work with Enterprise, commute with Enterprise,
Mhm.
and everything, but it is expensive. So if it isn't the 5 day a week and you don't have a lot of people, it almost doesn't make
And
sense.
you
So
only need a computer program, if you're gonna say,
Yeah.
instead of 20 or 12, you're gonna have 36, but you figure
Yeah.
out what happens the day you can't. Yeah, so I feel for them, they come the furthest, and.
I do like that they want to.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
there's something we can figure out, I'm happy to help.
Well, let's
Like,
film this, and maybe, you know,
Yeah.
they carpool people unrelated, you know, also
Yeah.
we have an 8.5 hour day, other places only have an 8 day. And these
Yeah.
things are telling me that when they've tried, so 8.5 hour day, then you have the time to get from the van pool. No one wants to wait that extra 45 minutes.
no,
for-
I went on, I want to go home.
I
And-
know too much information.
Yeah, I'm tired. No, but it's true. It's like there's all those little things that, it could be shift times. It could be like, so again,
I would
they,
recommend they try to, you
I-
never know what.
I would, and you never know, they might do it and find somebody else
Yeah, or
that they
like
didn't
one day a
know.
week where it works.
Yeah. And that's it's amazing the difference even one day a week. And the other thing too, I tell people is like, you never know when you might get a flat tire, when your car dies, when there's like keep it in the back of your mind. And then maybe you start doing it like just even that one day, you're like, that wasn't that bad, but that's what our try it days are for and things like that. So, I don't like to force people to do anything, but it's just so good for all of us. If we can make any little changes. I always sometimes, like I say, like those recyclable, reusable bags. I was like, oh, really? Now I love them. I can't live without them. I have them. I used to just leave them on my seat and walk into the store and be like, I did it again. They're on the seat, but I love them, so changes are good. Changes are positive, and it's just helping us all. So you're welcome. Oh, and I forgot to mention very quickly about.
Take your time. You're good.
Oh, I am? Okay, good. So this is a little early, but just because we're having this meeting today and not in April. April 22nd is Earth Day, and what we are doing is starting our May Drive Less Connecticut Challenge on April 22nd. It goes to May 31st, and this is when people take green commutes. The more green commutes they track, they get entered into these drawings, and if you see at the bottom of the handouts that I gave you, and even on the back, like it'll tell you how many trips you have to record, and then the monetary.
You can just
And
the
the
back.
monetary value you can win, like the prize you can possibly win. We have multiple prizes, and one of them is a $500. So who couldn't use $500? Maybe you could buy bus passes or something. I don't know. See what I did there? No. No, but really, it's a fun challenge. I work with all the state agencies and obviously schools and other employers. But the more you can spread the word, if anyone wants to get involved, again, you have my business card. So, and I could leave some of these with you.
Yes, please.
Yeah. If anyone wants like a poster too, I have posters. Okay. There's a couple there. I'll just give a couple. I'll let you actually take.
Now, if we wanted to, I know that our staff were invited to this, but if we wanted to, like do a Teams event, are you available to do that? Maybe we could invite staff from other agencies too. I'm just thinking maybe
reach out to me, let me know. I'll do that. We do tabling events. Sometimes people, you need clearance or whatever to get on site, or you can't do for whatever reason. But I do a lot of tabling events, and then it's nice to do a kickoff event for this, so that people, now this year, I'm glad we have these to hand out so they can actually see how to go online. Because I'll just keep over and over telling people, okay, sign up here, do this, and I'm like, oh. So they have instructions how to sign up, and then they can take this away with them. So I don't know. I just want everyone to know about it. I feel like we all deserve to know about that. So we do this every year. So you can go on our website. They should have the results from last year, but on the 22nd, it'll be the fresh new page. And yeah, so it's nice because they show you the carbon emissions that were not emitted, and it shows you all kinds of results. I'm a goal-driven results person. I need to see what's going on, and I love seeing that, So yeah, so and at the end of the challenge, I could actually send you a report for your specific organization if you sign up. So I think just as long as you just tell me, and we're partnering up, I could just send you a report, get you in our Agile Mile.
And if you've seen the news as of late, or if you've seen your own policies, insurance is going up and up and up. So if you're able to save a couple of bucks, save a couple of miles, maybe reduce, the risk, that might be an option.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great timing.
That's good. Yes.
So speaking of parents, I have 2 teenage drivers.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, God bless you.
We're doing that. So have you expanded into kind of that high school group and getting them the first time on a bus? My kids go to Glastonbury High School, and there is an empty Connecticut transit bus that sits there.
Wow.
And the students never take it.
Yeah.
Even to down the street to work at like Chick-fil-A or any of this, because they've never tried it. Right. So they're afraid to do it. Right. Yeah. The pickup line is its own agony.
Was there?
And you see all the school buses empty, because the cool thing is to hang out before and after school with your friend who's driven you. Right. So, which means there's just epic accidents in the parking lot. And there's a lottery because there's only so many spots. Right. So you can see this is all just kind of, so
Yeah.
what is, and this is more of a question too, what is the schedule to go around Glastonbury if a student was, had an after-school job or something like that? Is there kind of a plan or a thought to approach these kind of situations? Because I'm sure it's the same in Manchester and
Yes.
Everybody, well, all the other schools. Building a parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not do that, not encourage more cars, but go ahead.
I don't know if there's a plan for it. I mean, I know that bus Glastonbury, I believe, runs hourly, like from the high school. We do have several in Glastonbury, but that one that goes, because I know that's kind of further towards the end of the line.
Yeah.
And the bus usually sits there. They have like a layover, so that might be why they see it there. But I'm sure, the students could get on it, and that they probably don't know, like you said.
They don't know, and
They
they're all
don't.
just kind of looking at it, and then they're walking by it, and they're parking their car in like the CVS parking lot because they didn't get in the lottery. So now they're cutting through people's property, right? And there's like literally the bus right there that could take them to Chick-fil-A. Yeah.
Right.
So they're, walking to CVS parking lot or Stop and Shop parking lot to get their car. So to drive down the street, and I watched, this empty transit bus go to Chick-fil-A. And I'm like,
So this is a perfect example of people, like you said, I don't know how to use it. Like, how much does it cost? Like, is anyone else going to do that?
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do, and I know you said you're in education, right? So we do all about this is trains, but we could do a similar thing, like we do the Try It days at high school. So I love this feedback. I'm going to let my team know. They'll bring it back to DOT also, but we can start doing Try It days there that sort of thing. Maybe like, because for the younger kids, we've caught on to the fact that, you teach them when they're younger, obviously, then they'll get those habits and carry them through their lives. Where catching people later, like my age or whatever, you're like, well, I've been driving my car for like forever. So I will bring that back. And I love that you said that. Our All About Trains presentations, we go into schools. We have a couple of team members that go into schools. They do a whole presentation, then they take them on a train trip.
Yeah.
So, they do a ride. So we can do the same thing for schools.
Yes. Build a habit.
Get on the train to get to New York City.
Oh, yeah.
They'll do that.
When they're motivated,
Yep.
they'll think it.
Yep, they'll figure it out, yeah. But the idea of,
Interesting.
not going by yourself on the bus seems to
Will
be,
see you.
well, yeah, because it's all big windows, right?
Yeah, so we have to get through the
Yeah,
cool
get
group
through.
in there.
Yeah.
And then when they do it, it's good. The thing that could be a little bit of an incentive for them, more than maybe even us as adults just trying to get through our days, are the rewards.
Yeah.
Because they can get, for entertainment venues, they can get, who doesn't need money when you're in high school? You can get coffee discounts and all that. So I'll work on that. Yeah.
That would be,
Number eight is UPass Connecticut, riding bus and train. Trading school. All you need is UPass card and student ID. Of your management, make like a demonstration video showing a child getting some teenage test.
Yeah.
My son, young adult getting on a bus in Weathersfield and being driven to Yukon. Like,
Have a good day.
just to demonstrate it can be done, because this is all very abstract to us.
Yeah.
I never even knew this before Instagram, Snapchat.
Yep. Yes.
Facebooks. I mean, they are so connected.
Yeah.
And you folks should be on these apps with demo videos. And I tell you, these kids pick right up on that. The
Yeah. Influencers.
Mhm.
Need to-
Boom. Distribute it to a million other friends.
Yeah.
And you'll
I love it. I love that. I will definitely, we are on, we have like 13, but like a ton of, we're on the social media sites. So that's great. I love the demo video. And then talking about how you can buy a bus pass using your phone. Kids will love that, make it easy for them. And then I don't know if there's like a hashtag or something like ride the bus, something that would, like you said, help it to catch fire. And once they do that, then they'll do that in
And
cup.
kids have like Apple Pay.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Started with road.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir. Like,
Remington,
not a
Remington.
manual, so
Remington.
yeah. I mean, I do miss those days. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, so easier times, I think. But yes, these are great suggestions. I love them. I get excited about new ideas, so I'm definitely gonna bring them back. And I actually have a couple of students that are going to be on our Along the Lines podcast coming up. We're gonna film. They're going to do that soon, and they're going to talk about the Drive Less Connecticut competition and using the U-Pass. And it would be nice if even like high school kids could have some sort of a U-Pass, I don't know how that works. I mean, I know it's part of their tuition. It's like $20 a semester.
Mhm.
And I don't know. So,
You can
but-
always approach the local parts of education.
yeah,
With inquiry.
I love it. This is
The
great.
bottom line is, you want to make this a trend. Young kids
You're
are-
absolutely right. Oh, I hope so. I like the way that sounds. Yep.
Speak the language and
With influencers, like you get one right influencer and you're like, goes up.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Sold out.
Yeah. So that's it. Do you have any other questions? I love these questions and the input. I love it. This is great. So.
You always hire Taylor Swift for a promo video.
Oh, she'll cost too much.
Yeah. Yeah, but look what she's done for trains, right? Like she makes everyone take trains to her concerts. I think it's fantastic. So, yeah. So we'll see.
Awesome.
All right.
Excellent, great.
Well, thank you for having me. I enjoyed this very much. So you have my cards. If you need any more of these handouts, you've got the posters. Anything you need, just let me know. I dropped some off this week. I'll come bring them to you. And yeah, that's everything. Any other questions for Nathaniel over here? He's a wealth of knowledge. I'm so grateful to always have the CT Transit people with me at the events because I'm like, I panic. Someone's like, well, I'm coming from, and I'm like, wait, that's them. I can only do so much. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's all I have. So thank you so much for having us. And I'm gonna high five.
Yes.
You know, it makes me look good on the YouTube videos. I was saying like, edits out all the, you know.
She knocked it out of the park. She's easy. She makes it easy.
So that concludes the agenda today. Thank you so much, CT Ride.
Sure, absolutely.
Just to let you know, we have a June 2024 meeting. We don't have a time and location yet. So that we will be sending out later on. So June is our next full membership meeting. Thanks so much.
And again, let me know if you want me to do a Zoom or come in or anything. I'm always available. So
That's a great
Thank
idea.
you.
Just a lot of our offices are doing meetings virtually now, and
Yeah,
it's a
so-
good way to have you kind of swoop in and.
yeah,
give us a friend.
and not drive, right? That's what I think. I'm like, well, I'll go anywhere, but it's really, it's kind of going against what we're teaching. So, but all right, very good.
Thank you so much. That is outstanding. Appreciate it.